Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, almost 2 years to be precise. However, the plan is to get back into making much more YouTube content, starting with this. I have a product review for you. Now this is something I'm actually really excited about. This is a brand that I have used before in the past. For those of you that don't know, I used to be a full-time putting coach and I came across the brand whilst I was doing that. And it's something that really helped my game. And I remember selling the putter at the time and deeply regretting it afterwards. You know, when you're driving home and thinking, shouldn't have done that, that wasn't worth it. Anyway, I sold it. Luckily now, 2 have come back into the collection and I want to talk you through these. So the brand itself, extremely underrated. For the quality of product it produces, I mean, it has 3 major wins. How many brands can say in golf 3 major wins, yet you haven't heard of them? Which I don't know if that's a positive or a negative, but I do like the fact when you game one of these, people often come and talk to you and go, what is that? Never seen that before. And normally it's because people putt so well with them, and I'm going to get into why that's the case as well. In today's video, let's do a little bit of a review then of both the products that I have in my hand. I want to explain to you more about the brand, explain to you what they are, why they exist and how they're a little bit unique compared to everything else in the putter industry, and they've gone about it a slightly different way, which is something that I particularly enjoy. Let's get into it. So the brand itself is called Seymour. It's a putter brand. They're a brand that only make putters, and they've been trading for over 25 years. Now, it's crazy. You think about it, 3 major wins, 25 years. They released or relaunched the business in 2007, and they had a win at the Masters that year, yet not enough people are gaming them, and that's what I want to try and do, is I want to make more people aware of this product, explain also how it's going to help you as a player. So it's saying 2007, young Zach Johnson comes out playing, wins the Masters, gaming a Seymour putter, which is pretty cool. So then you might be going, Joe, what is this mysterious technology? Why is it I would need a Seymour putter? Well, the reason. They have what's called Riflescope technology. Now, Riflescope technology is very simply a couple of white lines on the shaft with a red dot. Now, the idea of this is when you're putting, you shouldn't be able to see that red dot at setup. So the red dot should be hidden by the shaft. This is going to tell us a couple of things. First off, it's going to tell us that the shaft isn't pressed too far forwards or leaning backwards. It's also going to tell us if the face is open or closed depending on where you can see that red dot. So if you can't see the red dot, we know the face is square and we know the shaft is in the position it should be, meaning we have the appropriate loft to help the ball roll, and also meaning that the putter face is aiming hopefully at the intended target. And then you think about that technology. I know people have gone into different balancing of putters at the moment. I won't mention any names, but they're still not giving you something where the putter face is sort of, you're ensuring it's square with where you're aiming. It's literally a training aid for the golf course. You can't buy another item. You can't clip something onto your putter or draw something onto your putter. So it's kind of surprising more brands haven't gone down this route. Another cool feature actually about Seymour putters, you'll notice with this one in particular, all the putters are center shafted. It's supposed to help with the balance, but also allows them to use that Riflescope technology at the back. So Seymour currently have 4 different variations in their lineup. So we've got this one, which is the Mini Giant series, which are all priced at $399. We have the Nashville Studio series, which come in at $449. We also have the Platinum series coming in at $399. Can I just add platinum? If you want to have platinum in a watch, makes everything very, very expensive. $399, bit of platinum, lovely finish as well. And we also have the Precision Cast series coming at $249, which I have one of here. And I'll do some close-ups of this as well so you can see both these putters up close. So the Mini Giant HTX, I think this putter is so pretty. It was something that when I got it out the box, I'm going, yeah, I need to game this. And I have actually gamed it before making this video. Massive shout out to Over the Top Golf. Make sure to check them out below. They're one of the main distributors, or are the main distributor for Seymour putters in the UK. So make sure to go to seymourputters.co.uk if you want to support them, but also if you want to get your hands on a Seymour putter. I do recommend it. So they're made in the USA, they're 100% milled, which I think is exceptional. So for the value at the price range, these are at 100% milled, that's pretty rare. And this is made of high-grade aluminium, or aluminum, and it features an anodized black coating. So the idea of the black coating is it's really heavy wearing. I have to admit, you know, this has been in the bag. Yes, it's had the head cover on, there's no marks on it at all, and the face is still looking like new. And as you can tell, in the UK, we are currently going through green treating at the minute, so there's sort of hollow tining, lots of sand. Normally, if you get a putter with a black coating, it's kind of starting to wear it off. Luckily here though, not the case. So I guess we ought to get a little bit more into things that I like about these putters. So as an ex-full-time putting coach, one of the things that really stood out to me was just how customizable they are on the website. So unlike certain manufacturers where you just go, oh, I'll have that putter please, and they go, yes, no problem, and they give it to you. But there's a tolerance of 1-2 degrees and you don't quite know what spec you've ordered and you can't spec the lie or the length, and you go, well, I get fitted for every other club in my bag, but the putter didn't. Doesn't make sense. But the cool thing is, with Seymour, is they are custom. So on the label here, we have Seymour custom. It then has length, loft, you've got the shaft options, you can choose the head cover, the grip, the lie angle. So it's like, you basically create the putter that you want. You can even choose the shaft. And one of the things I was really impressed with when I was looking through the configurator for these was just how inexpensive things are to add on. For example, the shaft option of going full black rather than the steel with a black tip, £24. You struggle to get a coffee in certain parts of the UK now for £24, and you can have something that looks as good as this. You can also choose if you want the putter counterbalanced, which I'm assuming they do by plugging the end of the grip with some sort of weight. But I just think that is amazing. You're basically getting a completely bespoke putter to you, and you can order it then online. And again, you've got loads of grip options, and they're not crazy upcharges if you want to change things. I think most of the grips are free. A couple of them are like 15 quid each. It's amazing. So I guess one of the main questions is, why haven't you heard of them? I mean, they're not secret. It's not something that people are trying to keep under the belt. It's a weird one. I mean, I was sort of looking at the website and social media pages. They haven't got a huge presence online. A couple of the other things that sort of stood out to me, there's not many tour players at the moment using these. I would love to know why. I would love to kind of maybe get a chance to speak to the brand and contact them directly and kind of help understand a little bit more of where they're going with it, because they're making extremely good products, high quality, you know, really precision, custom products, yet nobody's really listening. And I wonder whether they're actually making any noise in the first place for people to listen. Hopefully this video will help and get it in the hands of a few more people. The thing that surprised me, so I put on my Instagram, and not my Joe Livery Golf one, unfortunately that got hacked. That's a different story. We'll chat about that another time. But I put on there about the fact that I was doing a review for Seymour putters, and I put that I potentially in the long run might be looking at stocking them. I think that would be great. And, you know, again, I like the brand. And immediately, and when I mean immediately, I mean within a minute, I had a guy message me. He drove nearly 2 hours to come and see this putter in person. I mean, what? Like, so it feels like the people that know what it is and love it, but the people that don't know, I just don't think understand the product until you show people it and show people that Riflescope technology and explain to them why that's beneficial and how it's going to help their putting. I think it just ends up going a little bit under the radar. And really, we need to get these in more people's hands. We need to show people more of these products, explain to them what they are, explain to them what they do, and people then just start to make their own decisions, their own judgment. And can I please highly recommend, you know, don't just take my word for it. Please track down a stockist, go and try them and see what you think. It's something different. It's a bit more out of the ordinary, but it's, as I say, it's completely custom. It's a bespoke product. And I think that has a lot going for it in this day and age where everything is very kind of, you know, you're churning through products. I mean, there's certain brands now, it feels like every 4 minutes they're releasing something new. It's almost like at the release, they're doing another release for another product that you hadn't heard of yet, and the other one's gone out of date. I mean, with this, if I'm right in saying, a lot of these don't ever get discontinued. I have a feeling the Cast series has been the same since day one. They've not changed the design, they've not changed anything about it. It's exactly the same product as it is today. And I just think that's amazing. And I just think, you know, what a shame to not support a brand that's doing this. And I say 3 majors, unbelievable. So we've got to hit some putts with it. And for me, one of the things I really enjoy about this, I really enjoy that Riflescope technology. Now, the reason I enjoy it so much is I am somebody that really struggles with knowing where my hand should sit. And I've struggled with this my entire putting career. And I used to be an exceptional putter. Like, I'm not afraid to admit it. When I used to play, I used to practice putting for upwards of 2-3 hours a day on the putting green. I've had it before where I've been on the putting green, I've watched somebody tee off in the morning and they've come back in, they've had lunch and then come out and gone, Joe, have you been here the whole time? I had been. And it's because I enjoy putting so much. Again, you know, I chose it as a career. I started as a putting coach, and it's a part of the game that I really, really enjoy. And as I say, I've just always struggled to manage the shaft. And what I mean by that is in terms of that for me feels like 90 degrees. However, when I'm looking down, this technology is literally telling me, Joe, that's not the case. That is 90 degrees. So immediately I'm getting feedback from those two white lines covering that red dot. And what I also like is I can also tell the face is square. Now that for me is less of an issue. But as soon as I start to lean the shaft round, the face is slightly opening and closing anyway. So again, there's that compensation. So I like to sort of set the putter down, and it's funny, you know, I'm still new to this putter. I've probably had this putter actually being gamed for a couple of weeks, and it's something that I've still found I feel like I'm forward pressing. I'm clearly not, I've just been sat on my hands back, but to me that feels like a forward press, but I feel comfortable. My hands feel like they're in a nice position. I've got that little forward press, I know the face is square, and I can stroke through, and I love the sound. It's so soft. It's such a soft noise, a little bit of a ting, but soft. I was playing here. I'm up at Ben Ridding Golf Club, and I was playing here when I first got the putter. So I mean, we're talking just over a month ago. I was gaming it up here, and you know what? Like, it's just before they do all the green maintenance things. They're rolling pretty well, and I've got it out the bag, and it was a case, you know, a couple of putts on the putting green, and it felt like it was telepathic. It was just, if I want the ball to go so far, it just went that far. And as I say, I do have experience of these putters before. This isn't something that's brand new to me in my hands. I mean, this model is. But it just felt like it was solid. It felt like the ball went the distance I want. It started on the line I wanted, and I've searched for so long. You know, I am not afraid to admit it. A couple of years ago, I really, really struggled with my putting. I'm pretty certain my right hand started to do the horrible shaky thing through impact. But with this, it just seems to settle it down. That center shaft, like I know now that big white line framing the ball. I've got the shaft lined up. I know then it's square. I know the face is square. It just sits well on the floor. It doesn't move. Hands sit nicely. And from here, I can just trust that stroke and that sound. And it just rolls and it rolls and it rolls and it just stops. You know, these greens aren't that quick, yet I'm still getting a ball that's releasing out for me. I don't feel I'm hitting it that hard. And again, like, you know, I've searched and searched and searched. It just feels lovely off the face. Let's hit a few with a cast. So this now, it's got the half steel, half black shaft. This is something that I have gamed in the past. This is the one that I've gamed, and it looks so familiar, but it's so beautiful. I absolutely love it. And I love the fact that over all these years, I mean, we're talking, I've been in Yorkshire, what, 6 years? So before that, 3 years. So we're talking nearly 10 years ago. And there'll be some, in fact, if you search back on my YouTube page, there will be footage on there of when I had this putter. I'm sure I reviewed it. When you sit this down, one of the first things that stands out to me now is the change in the Riflescope technology. So at the back now, the lines and the red dot are slightly smaller. They're not as thick. Top line looks a very similar size. Also now you've got that steel and black shaft. If I'm really honest, for the 24 quid, I'd upgrade it. I know why I've got this in this feature, because it is essentially the cheapest Seymour you can kind of get into at 249 with no upcharges. But I personally would have it full black shaft all the way down. I just think the finish on this then is superb. Again, I feel like I've got that small forward press. I haven't, but it's the way, well, it's the thing I get wrong. So let's hit a putt then, down towards that flag. I know these are a little bit bumpy. It's not the best test in terms of roll. I will do that in the future. What I wanted to do today was kind of give you a bit more of an idea about the brand, about the product. We'll do a proper rolling test at some point in the future. So to get that set up, know that face is square, like the lines. I mean, look, that ball has no right to roll that well on this green. It shouldn't hug the surface that well. It didn't even bounce, and it's sandy and hollow-tined. And I think that just is credit to the milling on the face, the way that this putter is made, the feel. So extremely soft off the face. One of the things I did notice is slightly tinnier sound, slightly higher pitched. I am using PXG golf balls. They do have a habit of sounding a little bit like that off the face, a little bit more higher pitched, but I wanted to use the ball that I use when I play. Let's hit one more putt. And again, just making sure we've got that setup right. And I love the fact it gives me a focus over the ball. I'm not thinking about if I hold the putt or not. What I'm thinking about is the face square? Have I got my hands in the right position? Have I got the appropriate loft on the putter face? And all I'm doing is covering that red dot. All those thoughts, just cover that red dot. Oh, speaks volumes. Speaks volumes, the fact that's just gone in on these greens. And honestly, I cannot explain to you, the confidence that you get over the ball with these is amazing. So guys, I hope that really helps you. If you're looking to make a purchase with Seymour, or just wanted to find out more about the brand, or even just clicked on this video thinking, I've never heard of that brand before, then thank you obviously for tuning in. But I also hope that kind of helps you make an informed purchase or understand a little bit more about the brand. Again, this is a brand that I would love to hear their voice a bit more on social media. I would love to see these in the hands of a few more tour players, or even just a few more players at golf clubs. I think they could do with a few more distributors in the UK, and I want to help that happen. I will definitely be trying to stock these in the future. I need to have a chat with Over the Top Golf Limited to help me do that. But I would love to sort of help you guys out. If you guys are also local to Yorkshire and you want to reach out and drop me a message, if you do want to come and give one of these a try, just reach out. Be more than happy to help get one of these in your hands. But yeah, exciting times, exciting putters. I also really hope you enjoyed the video. I want to get back to making a lot more YouTube content. I know I've been a little bit quiet over the last couple of years. I haven't posted at all in the last couple of years. But yeah, hopefully you guys like the content. If there's anything you would like to see reviewed as well, do let me know. So we're definitely doing an upgrade in facilities as well in the near future, which will be quite exciting. I'll be able to then share some data and things with you guys as well if you want anything reviewed. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Also guys, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to check out the link to Over the Top Golf Limited below, and also seymourputters.co.uk. If you're interested in buying one or want to look at what they have available, they're all on there.